Have you ever considered if the middle class in the USA is becoming the new poor class? It's a question that's been quietly echoing in the corridors of households across America. The middle class, once the emblem of the American dream, is facing a transformative shift that's reshaping the country's economic landscape. Let's take a moment to reflect on the current state of the middle class. The cost of living is steadily rising, with the price tag on essentials like housing, healthcare, and education reaching astronomical heights. Yet, the wages for the average middle-class worker, they've been flat as a pancake, stagnating for decades, barely keeping pace with inflation. And then there's debt. It's like a silent, invisible weight that's bearing down on the middle class. Student loans, credit card debt, mortgages, they're all piling up, creating a mountain of financial burden that's becoming difficult to climb. The middle class is caught in a vice, squeezed between rising costs and stagnant wages, while the debt monster keeps growing larger in the shadows. It's like trying to swim against a riptide, struggling to keep afloat while the current keeps pulling you under. Meanwhile, the wealthy? They're on a different boat altogether. The disparity between the middle class and the wealthy is widening, a chasm that's growing larger by the day. The rich are getting richer, accumulating wealth at a pace that's leaving the middle class in their dust. This isn't just about dollars and cents, it's about the fabric of our society. The middle class has always been the backbone of the American economy, the driving force behind its growth and prosperity. But now, it seems like they're being left behind, struggling to keep up with the changing tides. So, what has led to this shift in the middle class? It's a complex puzzle with many pieces, a confluence of factors that have gradually reshaped the middle class landscape. But one thing is clear, the middle class as we know it is undergoing a transformation. So, what has led to this shift in the middle class? Let's delve deeper. The financial habits of the middle class and the wealthy differ significantly, and these differences could be contributing to the widening wealth gap. Let's dive into this further. The middle class, traditionally seen as the backbone of the economy, often find themselves in a cycle of debt. This could be due to a variety of reasons such as student loans, credit card debt, car loans, or even mortgages. These debts, while they may seem necessary, can end up consuming a significant portion of their income, leaving them with little to save or invest. On the other hand, the wealthy have a different approach to finances. They prioritize investment over expenditure. Instead of buying depreciating assets like cars, they invest in assets that appreciate over time, such as real estate, stocks, businesses, and so on. This allows them to grow their wealth exponentially over time. Moreover, the wealthy are also more likely to have access to financial education and advice. They understand the power of compound interest, the importance of diversification, and the value of long-term investing. They know how to make their money work for them, rather than working for their money. The middle class, unfortunately, may not always have access to this kind of education or advice. They may not understand the importance of investing, or they may feel that they don't have enough money to start investing. This can lead to a cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, with little room for financial growth. The wealthy also have a different approach to debt. While the middle class may accumulate debt to fund their lifestyle, the wealthy use debt strategically, for example, to leverage their investments and increase their returns. It's crucial to note that these are general trends and not absolute rules. There are certainly middle-class individuals who invest wisely and wealthy individuals who squander their wealth. Understanding these differences in financial habits may help us to navigate these challenging times. By learning from the financial habits of the wealthy, the middle class might find ways to break the cycle of debt and start building wealth for the future. So, how can we save what's left of the middle class? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The answer lies in improving our financial habits. Firstly, we need to focus on reducing debt. Sounds simple, right? But it's easier said than done. The key here is to prioritize. Start with high-interest debts like credit cards, then move on to lower-interest debts like student loans and mortgages. It may seem like an uphill battle, but every small step towards reducing debt is a step towards financial freedom. Next, we need to look at investing wisely. Now, this doesn't mean you need to become a Wall Street whiz overnight. It means starting small. Consider setting aside a portion of your income for investments. Even a small percentage can grow significantly over time, thanks to the magic of compound interest. Don't know where to start? There are countless resources available online to help you understand the basics of investing, but investing isn't just about making money, it's also about protecting what you have. This is where diversification comes in. Spreading your investments across different types of assets can help reduce risk. Think of it like not putting all your eggs in one basket. Finally, it's crucial to plan for the future. And no, we're not just talking about retirement, though that is important. We're talking about having a solid financial plan in place. This includes an emergency fund for unexpected expenses, insurance to protect against major financial setbacks, and a clear plan for your financial goals, whether it's buying a home, starting a business, or sending your kids to college. Remember, these aren't just tips for the wealthy. They're strategies anyone can implement, regardless of income level. They require discipline, yes, but also a shift in mindset. We need to stop thinking of money as something that just comes in and goes out, and start seeing it as a tool we can use to build a better future. These strategies may seem daunting, but they are achievable and can make a significant difference. What strategies do wealthy people use to secure their wealth? We've all pondered this question at some point. The wealthy seem to have a knack for not only amassing wealth but also keeping it. How do they do it? One of the most common strategies is diversification of investments. The wealthy don't put all their eggs in one basket. Instead, they spread their investments across a variety of assets such as stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and commodities. This diversification helps to reduce risk. If one investment performs poorly, others may perform well, cushioning the blow. Next, let's talk about tax strategies. The wealthy often employ smart and legal ways to minimize their tax liabilities. They hire top-notch tax advisors who understand the intricacies of tax laws and can guide them on how to take advantage of tax breaks and deductions. They make use of tax-efficient investment vehicles and strategies such as charitable donations, trust funds, and estate planning. It's not about evading taxes, but about making the most of the tax laws to preserve wealth. Real estate investment is another key wealth protection strategy. Real estate is a tangible asset that can provide a steady income stream and appreciate over time. The wealthy often invest in a mix of residential, commercial, and rental properties. They understand that real estate can act as a hedge against inflation, preserving the value of their wealth in the long run. Finally, the wealthy understand the importance of financial education. They continually learn about financial markets, investment strategies, and economic trends. This knowledge helps them make informed decisions and stay ahead of the game. So there you have it. Diversifying investments, utilizing tax strategies, investing in real estate, and investing in their own financial education. These are some of the strategies the wealthy use to protect their wealth. By understanding and applying these strategies, we can work towards financial security. Remember, it's not about how much you make, but how much you keep and how hard it works for you. With the right strategies, we can all strive for financial stability and security. What might the future hold if current trends continue? This is a question we must all ask ourselves as we look into the uncertain expanse of time ahead. If the wealth gap continues to expand at its current pace, we may find ourselves in a world that looks vastly different from the one we know today. A world where the middle class, once the backbone of our society, has been relegated to the status of the new poor. As the rich continue to amass wealth at breakneck speeds, the middle class may continue to shrink, squeezed out of existence by rising costs of living and stagnant wages. This could create a society more polarized than ever before, divided sharply between the haves and the have-nots. The economic impacts could be severe. A dwindling middle class means fewer consumers, leading to decreased demand for goods and services. This could trigger a vicious cycle of economic stagnation and job losses, further exacerbating the wealth gap. Societal impacts could be equally distressing. The erosion of the middle class could undermine social stability, as economic disparities often breed discontent and unrest. The American dream, the belief that anyone, regardless of their origins, can achieve prosperity through hard work, could become a distant memory, an unattainable illusion. But it's not just about the economy or societal stability, it's about the very fabric of our communities. The middle class has traditionally been the driving force behind innovation, entrepreneurship, and cultural vibrancy. Without it, our society could lose some of its dynamism, its spirit, its heart. The future may look bleak, but by taking action now, we can work towards a more equitable society. This is not a predetermined fate, but a warning. A call to action for us to address these growing disparities and to fight for a future where the American dream is not just a privilege of the few, but a right for all. The future may look bleak, but by taking action now, we can work towards a more equitable society.